Hello, welcome back to the Reset Channel with Amy Kelly. I'm here in London in my sister's apartment. I have been spending, I don't know, the last couple of years outside of the UK. So, through my own journey of traveling and rebuilding my life, I've come back to the UK. Well, one for a trip, and two, just feel a bit more grounded. Like, this has been my journey. And something I want to speak about today is what I see with clients when I'm having conversations, what I'm just seeing as I go around. I meet lots of different people. The real reason you're not changing your life or why things aren't moving the way you want to has got nothing to do with that you're not capable. It's actually a nervous system that isn't programmed to feel safe. So, like I say, I'm Amy. I've been through my own life transformation. And I can say that very, very openly because one, I don't hold anything back. There's no gatekeeping here. I know what it took to really rebuild. And if I could share anything, this will be my like golden nuggets for 101 on rebuilding your life because I did all of the things. I followed the society norms. I went to university. I got married at an early age. And I was like, okay, this is set. And then when that wasn't set, and then I ended up going through an early divorce, I actually then decided to get a one-way flight to the other side of the world. And it was so scary. I think because I've told people about like my journey, I forget about how hard it actually was and taking myself back to that version of me who had never even been for a coffee alone. I never even took like a anything like a one-way step or done anything fully alone to go from that to a one-way flight. It was very pivotal. It doesn't look like that now because I travel around. I go to different places alone and I love it. I found a place where I really do enjoy that time of being with myself. But it wasn't always like that. And I wanted to highlight that because you can see the version of like that what comes later, but not the version who set off on that one way decision, which it was when I left everything behind. And I've just had a really interesting conversation, and we were talking about how you can wake up one day and decide that you want a different life today, tomorrow. You could say that relationship isn't serving me anymore, or this career is really burning me out. I'm going to change. And then in that decision, you can go, I'll quit. I step away. I'm out. I actually deserve so much more than this. But that the next step is the scary part, actually creating the change. So, what is it? I talk about rebuilding life or creating a version of yourself that you haven't met yet, or having a nervous system that can hold the capacity for what your dream really is. It sounds easy, right? But it isn't. It's not that easy because we have patterns. We have things that we've been doing for so many years that we don't even know. We have belief systems that have been running the show. We have a mindset that doesn't allow us to go there sometimes. And then you hit the next ceiling and you're like, oh, I can't move from here. And maybe you're listening to this and think, yeah, but I've done all them things, Amy. I've read the books. I hired the mentors. I've listened to the podcast from very inspiring people, and I watched the YouTube videos, and nothing's changing. And it's not that you're not capable, because you are. It's not that you are not clever enough or that you're not able to. It's just that your nervous system isn't feeling safe to go there. And I know through a part of my journey when I really wanted to start my own business, all of the thoughts came through, the limited beliefs. Who do you think you are? That's not going to happen. Um, Even though at that point I'd hired the mentors and coaches, I'd done the podcasts, I'd read the books, some very inspirational hired the mentors who were very, inspiring. Yeah, I couldn't move. And I was like, why? What is it? Why can't I take this next step? One, I was procrastinating. And two, I haven't created this stability already. Like some people, I just want the $1 million. But are you ready for it? Are you ready to hold that capacity? And I think there is so much information online right now. And that's something I really spoke into in my Instagram recently is we are overloaded with information. I know that I share information, but I genuinely can do it from a place of I know what it takes. I've changed my life. So for me, this is something is very passionate about, and I hope you can see that. And same with my clients when they get the results, I'm like, yeah, this works. This is the work. But there is a lot of information out there where people say, follow this, you will get there, or this strategy is going to get you to that point. But everyone's very different. We're all unique. What one thing might work for me might not work for you. And that's okay. Right. And I think there is a lot of noise. And I think you have to know what to take and what to leave. I think listening to your own intuition is something you're going to have to start doing a lot more of. As a high achieving woman, myself, sometimes we just want to have it all. We want to be go, go, go. And I want to do all these things. I want the mentors. I want to do this. I want to grow. I want to grow. But fundamentally, this is why we work with the nervous system. What belief is running the show for you? What is it? Is it that you're not enough? Is it thinking that how on earth are you ever going to get there? That's what we need to get more information on. Because, like I say, I can give you as many strategies in the world. I can definitely tell what worked for me, but might not necessarily work for you. That's why we work with the mindset. That's why we work with limited beliefs. That's why we work with mastering emotions. And it's not an overnight fix. Or else I would give you something else like, hey, just take that and that's going to solve everything. It doesn't. We all know that. So, what does actually work? I'm going to be honest because that's all I do, and everything, every piece of content, everything that I share, anything I give to anybody is my honesty. I will always lead with that. And honestly, it's doing less, especially when you're dysregulated, overwhelmed, full of anxiety. Everything's not working for you. If I give you more, you're going to it's just going to stress you out. It's just going to be more information. We do less. We pull back from everything we do, and we get back to simple practices. Our morning routine, our regulation. Yeah, it might sound a lot, but it's very simple. Quietness. You enjoy the quiet time. You enjoy time alone. You focus inwards, not more outwards. We don't look for the next partner. We don't look for the next opportunity with money or business. We look at ourselves. Because if you haven't got a good relationship with yourself, you are not going to have it with somebody else. You want a partner to add to your life or a business to add. You don't want it to consume your life. You have to be strong on your own, whether you're in a relationship or not. You have to have that stability so that you can call in other things, that they are not dependent on everything that you do. You have to be your own source of joy and happiness. And I think for all of us, you want to be happy, right? In life, I want to be happy. I want to be ambitious. I want to achieve my goals. Of course we do. But we never stay complacent, like, oh, well, you know what? I have everything, so I'm fine. I've not got everything I want. I'm in my sister's apartment right now in London, but I'm building towards something. But I can see that vision and I already know because I've achieved so many other things. Is this my final place? No, it's a step. You've got to enjoy the process. Enjoy every single day. We want to look ahead for sure, but you got to look at the real reason of why you are here today. My choices have led me here. One, I had an event in London, but two, I want to spend some more time at home. I've not been home for a year. So my choices have got me here. Is this a place that I truly desire to be? No. But I know that there's a big vision out there, and I know I'm working towards something a lot bigger, which I can share with you if you would like to know what that vision is and come along for the ride and the journey. But at the end of all of this, you don't need more advice. Yes, I agree, listening to mentors and coaches and getting the support. But most high achieving women I know never even ask for help. That's why I have clients plus 40 or 50, and then they look at me and say, why did it take me this long? Why did I have to wait for all of this pain and heartbreak and everything to realize I needed support? Because we can't do it all alone. Nobody can. Think back to years and years gone by when people lived in tribes. They would come together. We supported each other. They would talk about their feelings. How are we going to get through this? In this day and age, is she speaking to an AI bot? You ask them, what do you think I should do in my life? And it's like, well, what about this? What about that? There's no intuition there. There's no feeling. There's no like, well, do I feel it in my chest? Does this feel good or not? And then you come home and sometimes you work alone or work remotely and then you don't speak to anybody. We live in a world that's like gloritized. Is that the right word? Glorified. Being alone. Oh, just, go to work alone, come back alone. And it's like, I mean, I know I've moved away from home, so I've not got like family around me, but we need to remember that connection is one of the most important factors as a human being. We need to be together. We need to support one another. I know when I rebuilt my life on the other side of the world, I was in Costa Rica, I was in the jungle, I was living this life, and I was like, but I'm also alone. One of the hardest things I've ever done. You don't have to do it alone anymore. Remembering that the life that you want to create is out there for you. Yes, you can have all of the information and consume it all, but what do you do with that information? That's how you start creating a different reality for yourself. Don't think that where you are right now is defining the rest of your future. It's just a season of your life. And if that's good or bad, great. Whatever it is, speak more gratitude into your life. I tell all my clients, I speak to them on a daily basis. I'm like, what are we grateful for today? I can say three things right now. I'm grateful for being able to record on this YouTube. I'm grateful that I have clients that I get to support and guide. I'm grateful that I have a podcast where I can share and interview amazing people from all over the world. I'm so grateful for the life that I've created. And this is the part that I think people miss. You've got to be grateful in the here and the now. Yes, with a regulated nervous system. I'm grateful for the process and I'm grateful that I get to sit here and be fully supported and guided. I think we sometimes focus so much on what is ahead in our journey instead of actually looking at where you are right now. You can change your life tomorrow, today. You can do anything you desire. Opportunities are out there, people are out there. Maybe your divine partner is out there. Maybe your dream business is out there. Everything is out there. Everything starts with a vision. You know, I started with a vision. I was like, I've got to help people come back to themselves. And in a very short amount of time, I've seen the results. I'm like, oh, this is powerful. This is something I truly desire. I wake up with this excitement about life. I'm like, oh my goodness, I get to create this. I wish every day I could share like a YouTube, like, this is what we're doing. But I also have like, you know, I the clients, I have the podcast. There's so many things. But I'm excited, and I'm excited for you and your journey. Remember that the real reason that things aren't changing isn't because you don't know. It's just because you have too much. So get back to basics. Get back to who you are, where you're going, what you want from your life. Focus on regulation. You are the most important person in your life. You are the most important person fundamentally. So focus on filling up your own cup before you even try and attempt to help a team or people or your relationship. You first. And if you want to go a little bit deeper or dive deeper into any of this, I work with energy resets. I have the main program, which is the Unshakable Woman, which is like a cohort that I work with women on all of this, mastering emotions, limited beliefs, manifesting that dream life, whatever you truly desire. But first, we've got to regulate you. And that's where I start with everybody. Okay, keep dreaming big. Until next time.